Gonna get right on that?
Why did they send that to me, Bob? I don't know.
My address.
It comes to 895 County Road 94, where it was delivered. Somebody can't read. Then they wonder why they're closing post offices?
Oh my God.
We get that all the time.
I get the wrong mail.
You know, I'm just tired of being a
How many people are there?
I don't have a postmaster.
Jeff Jefferson, I was talking to him yesterday, and he had the same thing. He said, oh my God, he's not here. I have
You read me, I don't. Okay. Yeah.
On the dot, too. Mr. Keller says it's 7 o'clock.
Mr. Kellum didn't say a thing.
Mr. Keller showed me his watch. It's 7.
All righty, we all ready? All right, we'll call the meeting in order with the pledge. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty, can we have an approval of, would be both April and March's minutes? I guess we'll start with March. Obviously, he's going back a little bit. We had an issue last month, we didn't approve them. Does anybody have any additions, deletions, corrections? Okay, can I have a motion to approve March's minutes?
Yeah.
Second? Yeah, Paul. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay, April's minutes. Was our bid opening. Several other things. Has anybody have any additions, deletions, corrections to the April minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, a second?
Second.
So carry, or, all in favor? You're jumping the gun a little. All in favor?
Yeah.
Opposed? So carried. All right, I do have a special appointment, something I was supposed to get last week. Are you gonna make it?
That's allergies. It's very dusty in
Okay.
here.
Ray Swack is our animal control officer. He's, the Board of Ag and Markets has been up our butts about everything with that. They have nothing else to pick on, I guess. Bonnie and him do a lot of stuff together, husband and wife team, and
I
he
don't
had
have a
said to
problem
me
with it.
sometime, he said that, to make
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
legit, we need, we need to appoint her as the, deputy, animal control officer.
I vaguely remember doing this, by the way.
So moved, what's that?
We did this.
Okay, give it to me when. I
January,
went back, I
February.
went back and I looked, we
No?
brought it up, but I
Okay, do it
couldn't
again.
find it. We'll make sure we cover ourselves, how's that?
You know, Department of Ag and Markets has been on the town's butt. I can remember going back to Humboldt.
Yeah. I
You
know, and I,
So it's nothing new, George.
exactly. Can, we have a first, do I have a second?
Yeah.
John, all in favor?
Yeah.
Carried, thank you. And if we already did it, well, we did it twice, and now they should
Now
be
it's
really nice to
official.
us. Okay. I have a couple of things here. One of the more notable ones, if anybody drives by there, is the ball field. The backstop is in really poor repair. I thought I was gonna have a bid from, Sullivan County Fence, just to give us an idea where we were going, because obviously we would have to get a couple of bids. The poles, there was one that's broke off and hanging, and the pieces that are connecting the top of it together have broken and are hanging. I gotta get together with Joe, hoping that we could remove that part of it. I had talked with the, Fremont Little League, Fremont Park, and they had said, you know, cause they have an interest in actually maybe taking it over. That, you know, they thought that the backstop should be down by theirs, because it would get the kids away from that intersection with the county road. And I kinda like the idea,
Good idea.
you know, what?
Where's the sun?
Yeah.
No, you can't go next to the bridge, you gotta go, I went last night and sat there. The sun is right at the bridge if you go to the other side. The problem with it is that side's about 2.5 feet low. And that's without shooting it with a transit. Yeah. That would put them at a little bit of a disadvantage for those home run hitters. But, nonetheless, we should really look at it, because I tell you, there's a real problem there with the two ball fields. It's great that they get utilized like they do, but there's a traffic problem. And with the kids out by the county road on that corner, and they have the concession stand now, the kids are back and forth, and it's a congestion problem.
There was always been, oh darn. You always used to go over for the water, drink of water.
Sure.
You know, that goes back a long time, but there wasn't a traffic then.
Well, now it's,
You know, if they just moved the backstop towards center field, you know,
that's
it'd be shortening the right field line, but the left field line's the brook anyway.
yeah.
So the home run hitters, they can wash a few balls.
Well, how much of a problem really do they have there with the backstop the way it is? I mean,
It's,
we're insinuating something
let's
again.
put it, well, drive by there when they're
Yeah, I
there.
do.
I gotta tell you, they're right, and the
Yes,
cars are right out on the edge of the road, and
The cars and
You know.
parents is as much or more of a problem than,
yeah, sure. Like I said, if we're gonna do something there, and I'm open for suggestions, you know, like I said, I just don't wanna have a problem. And if we were gonna do some kind of a significant capital improvement there, which we need to do, that backstop, because those poles, that one that broke, you know, it's rotten, I thought, well, maybe we can get away with replacing that. The other ones are not far behind it. And God forbid in a windstorm or something, that it's gotta come out of there. The thing has to come down. And it has to come down soon.
ASAP.
Yeah. And then the backstops, Jim McElroy and I were looking at them in the books today. They run anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000. They're no joke, you know, so, we're looking at pretty significant,
How much is a standard light pole?
$400 or $500.
And you need what, 6?
5?
Five more, really.
Five is the minimum you can get away with because you have to make.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
5, yeah.
How many's there now?
I think there's 5 there now.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know, Joe, do you know?
Well, I don't know, and I looked at it today too, and I didn't.
I think it's 2 and 2, and the one that's broken, I believe, is in the
Yeah,
middle.
Years ago, when a few years back here, 3 years back, I met with the insurance company down there, and the insurance company was very upset that there's buildings down there that aren't town-owned, and it's town property. And they also wanted that, they would like to have seen that backstop move to that far corner because of traffic and people and liability situations for the town. But I know they were upset about all that stuff.
One of the backstops you was checking with, George, was there a canopy overhead?
Yes, that was the more expensive ones.
And that would stop a lot of traffic on the county road for fly balls.
Well, Paul Russman was saying about that, about using a batting cage setup. You know, you could even have one, they make them mobile, where they have, you know, they're sloped and you have the 2 sides.
There isn't one down to Narrowsburg School, is there?
I don't, you know, I don't know.
We didn't get the one out of DV, but
Not yet, is it still there? We got the bell, we'll go back.
Well, the other,
you're reading my mind.
well, there's that is the major pressing issue that's there right now. The other one is the general condition of the field. I mean, it's enough on the highway guys, they're mowing it. I mean, Joey loses what, most of a day to a guy doing that. But there's dips and whoops. I walked the whole thing and the bases are pretty beat up. We're gonna have to do some stuff down there, which I don't, you know, we could get done. But the backstop's a big one.
Well, I think you got two problems, and the one problem that's gotta be addressed, like tomorrow morning, is taking that backboard down. Because they should never play another game there with that thing in the shape it's in. I
No.
don't care what else we do. It's a two problems. You got, if you wanna move the ball field, you know, turn it around, that's fine, I'm all for that. But that backstop has gotta come down. Anybody looking at that, you're just waiting to kill somebody. That thing's ready to fall down. That's crazy. I can't believe that it's still up there. I really can't.
Well, the chain link fence it's attached to, it's holding more than you think, but it is not a good
Hey.
situation. It's definitely not a good situation.
Town crew could take that down in an hour and wrap it up and put it somewhere. That's not a big problem. I don't wanna see anybody killed down there, and that thing is dangerous.
Yeah.
Anybody that looks at it and tells me that's not dangerous?
Oh, no, absolutely. There's the crossbars
I
hanging.
mentioned that back in January, I think.
Yeah, it's been like that. It's been like that for 6 months.
The other thing that would be noted on insurance companies didn't like our bleachers. In
Well-
St. Nicholas
Well,
Monastery
yeah.
very graciously donated aluminum grandstands that's behind the backstop.
Well, we have somebody who's gonna speak to them again about the peril of our backstop. So, the big thing is to get it down. We just have to, I wanted to see what the board's thoughts were about a capital, project, which would be reorienting the backstop and looking into that, because that's gonna cost some money. And that wouldn't be
Well,
this
it's
year.
gonna cost
It wouldn't be
money to
this
fill
year.
that hole in.
Yeah.
You can't play ball like that, I mean, what the heck?
No,
I
absolutely.
mean, that
not.
hole goes, the
Yeah.
center field goes down.
Yeah, no, it does. You're talking some loads ditched or
Yeah,
whatever, and
right.
then topping it with something decent.
Yeah.
No, it's a capital improvement, there's no doubt about it. That's why I say it's pretty significant. But I'd like to, if we're gonna put money in there, I wouldn't have a problem with spending a minimal amount of money and having like a batter's cage or you know, instead of putting a big backstop up, with next year doing a real backstop, filling it in. It'd have to be filled this fall. It should go through a freeze-thaw cycle, I would think, if you were gonna do something like that, right, Joe? Because you're gonna have
settle
settling.
in that, yeah.
So you're gonna have problems with that, so, but that's gonna be a pretty good size, you're gonna spend some money with that.
You can put that off till
Did-
next year.
I would think so.
You can put it in next year as a big Renaissance project and get some money
Yeah.
back right away.
Yeah,
When do you anticipate it going out of, George?
well, like I said, it'd be late fall.
Because right now you
To
got
fill
a
it.
couple nights a week with softball on it, and then you come into that red dog football and at the end of the summer again.
We need to have something there, temporary or otherwise, and we have to remove
The
that backstop
majority
that's
of the
there.
work that's been done up to this later years, except for the mowing, has been donated.
Yeah. Donations are a little harder to come by these days with the economy like it is. You
Thanks,
know, but-
Mr. Obama.
Yeah, well, regardless of that, we do need to do something there to take that down. I mean, Joe, is that something that you think the Great All could pull
Oh,
that?
I could rip it out of there, I just didn't wanna rip it out of there, and then,
Then
everybody
there's-
said, why did you rip that out of there?
Sure. No, I
You
understand.
know, even like Jack says, you know, it's just an accident waiting to happen,
Yeah,
you know?
they'll fall on somebody's head and somebody's gonna get hurt. That's no good.
Yeah, it's
We
not
got
good to
little
go.
kids playing down there. The only problem then remains is as the fly balls, the foul balls that pop off, but, what I would say is that I'll get quotes for portable backstops or, and otherwise for the next meeting.
You want a motion to have the highway superintendent take that backstop out of there
Please,
as soon as possible?
sure.
Yes, sir.
Also move it, Mason.
All right.
Jack seconded.
All in favor?
That way we'll get a lot more publicity onto it. You know, good,
Yeah,
bad,
they see it,
good,
yeah.
bad or otherwise. you
Yeah,
know.
there'll be some folks who'll be upset about it, and there'll be other ones that,
Could
why
be.
doesn't the town? Good point, good point.
What is it, can you have a fundraiser?
You can do a lot of different things. You know, I'm open to suggestions. I have no concrete thoughts on it right now. You know, something's
I mean,
gotta be
everybody
done.
likes the ball field, I mean, a lot of
It
people
gets
don't care.
utilized,
I
it
mean,
gets utilized heavily, and,
If
you know.
everybody realizes how much work has to be put into it for both the Little League and the football.
Yeah, no, I've been talking to different people about it, and the problem is there's a lot of people that are stretched where a few years ago would've jumped and said, oh yeah, we'll do that, that now they're scrapping for every dollar. So that's a tough part right now, you know?
Well, you got Memorial Day coming up, and
Yeah.
the church isn't gonna put on a dinner, so you've got a real opportunity there to have a fundraiser down there.
Well, it's
Well,
a
that would go
town
to the Parade
field,
committee, wouldn't it?
it's a town field that would
Well, if
fall
the parade
on,
committee's gonna,
it would fall on a private entity to do such a thing,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
you know?
wouldn't the
town-
parade committee have an interest in having a thing there to make it safer for the kids? I can't understand why they would object
Well,
to that.
well, plus it's a little
You-
bit close to the, to the dates here, I mean, the parade is right on top of us. and-
It's pretty close. My key concern right now is not so much aesthetics as it is safety.
Right,
That's what what it's about. We took care of that. Moving on, purchase of a new mower for the town buildings here. Joe's had been patching that old mower together forever and mowing with whatever he had to mow with.
I think Marcy South bought the original one.
Yeah,
well,
well,
I think that the Little League bought it
yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
back in 1986.
Wasn't it your father that bought it, Paul?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
I'm pretty sure Fred bought it. But where did money come from? I thought it was Marcy South.
Nonetheless, I would like to get approval from the board to purchase a mower. I have two quotes for, I had talked to Joe about going a little higher end, and he had looked into it. I know there were 13, 14, 15.
Well, yeah, you're looking at 8, 9.
You know, yeah, you're
You're
getting
looking at least 8 to 10.
you're talking big money for like a serious mower you could do everything with. I called Mullally's for a 42-inch D105 basic 42-inch cut mower. They're $15.99, $14.99, $100 shipping. I called Eschenberg's. They're $14.99 for the 42-inch cut basic mower, but there's no shipping charge, and they give the town a 20% discount.
Oh, that's good.
That puts it around like $1,200. Now, in talking to them, they said they have the next step up, which is has grease fittings, is a little larger cut, a little better quality. They're $17.99, but you're talking about a $350. It's $14.40 for that machine.
Did we get 20% off that one? too?
Yes, that's 20% off. It ends up being $190 cheaper than the one that Molly's talking about, which is a 42-inch cut. Of course, to satisfy our procurement policy, I would also get a quote from Mullally for a comparable machine. But we're looking at $14.40 for
What brand is that on Eschenberg?
Husqvarna.
Husqvarna.
Husqvarna state, it's an OGS bid for Husqvarna, that's why you get the percentage.
It's
He
a
doesn't
good,
give it to you off the state's giving it to you.
yeah, it's a state, yeah.
State contract.
It's a good,
They have them on the state bid?
yeah.
Yeah, well, that's why we do our saws, and we did that pole saw, we did it through there, it's, you save 20 or 25% on it, so, which is quite a big deal at the end of the day,
Yeah.
What's on the state bid? Is that
That machine,
Well,
that's
yeah,
state
all,
bid.
yeah,
That's
all
state bid.
Husqvarna's, yep,
Yeah.
yep, they do all,
You know,
all
as
their
you're saying
machines.
that too, is state bid, yeah, I'm not even thinking about that, you don't even have to go, you can buy off state bid, true.
Yeah. Which John
What's the
Deere
board-
doesn't,
I'm, s-
which John Deere doesn't have it on everything. They do on only certain models, but they're the big models.
what is the board's pleasure with, I mean, I'm inclined to
What
say
are
to
you
go
gonna use
with
this for? The ball
mowing
field?
here and mowing, you know.
Oh, just over here?
Here and there, you know,
Both.
across the street
Oh,
and
all
here.
right.
The lawns, the general lawns of the, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you wouldn't take it down there and mow,
It's got, you
Around
gotta use
something.
it, yeah, we always take it down there.
yeah, you always, you
Because
mow
that big
around.
mower only does so much, and then
Yeah,
you
you
gotta
gotta-
mow around
Yeah,
everything else, you know, you can't swing that, you know,
Yeah.
that trailer, you know, that finishing mower behind.
yeah, that's quite a, yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you're using it to tidy up down there too. It's quite a bit, I mean,
Oh, it's quite a bit of mowing,
yeah,
that mower does quite a bit of mowing, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, that ball field, the handle 60 inch with no problems whatsoever.
Yeah.
We used to start, when we had that mower, I remember sitting on that thing for 3-4 hours with that agway mowing that ball
I
field.
know, I mowed the top of the hill up there.
Mm. It took a
Yeah,
while.
it's, but I mean, I'm inclined to say to go with the little bit better quality. And hopefully, say it's got grease fittings on it, it's not the bottom of the line, it's gonna last a little longer.
If it's on state bid, authorized to buy it.
Yeah. Yep.
First to the second, all in favor?
Mm-hmm.
Opposed? Okay, all right.
For $1,500, we got that covered in the budget.
Yeah, it's, yes. Okay. Cleanup day, the 18th. We always did, what, 9 to 1 with that?
Yeah, 9 to 1, 9 to noon.
9 to noon, I
Nine to go.
Yeah, usually the week
That's what I
before.
thought, wasn't it? I thought it was 9 to noon, wasn't it?
I
Yeah,
thought
well,
so,
usually,
too.
but you don't get out
Yeah.
of here.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 9 to 12.
Yeah.
9 to 12.
9 to 12 it is.
Okay, and that's.
Should be
gonna
able to pull the ad out of my file.
I actually had it from last year.
And that's the Saturday before Memorial Day, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
Is the county giving us anything?
5.5 ton. Last year, I believe, was 4. So they gave us a little more.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
I make a
Oh, that was
motion-
what I was waiting. I'm sorry, I should have prefaced it with that, sorry. Yes,
make a
we got it.
motion, we
I
have a
I only got it a
cleanup day.
week ago, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't give you the
Sorry.
paperwork on that yet because, for the signature, because I didn't know if you were going, so.
Yeah, no,
I got it on my
I-
desk right now.
I did receive that, yeah, sorry.
And at the same time, we'll do some cleanup around here.
Case everybody hadn't guessed, cell tower is on. If you have AT&T, woo-hoo. That now means we're gonna have a sign on the door that says no cell phone use.
So if anybody here have AT&T? Is it
Yeah.
working well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's spotty in here, because of the metal building, I don't think it works in here. But, it works outside. I had 2 or 3 bars outside. I have like 1 or 2 across the street, so, it works, yeah. Committee, committee reports. The old bathroom in the building, we're in
Bathroom's finished, maintenance room's finished, the flooring's all finished.
We're in the process of installing a little luncheonette.
Yeah.
Thanks to Mr. Brusman, he made us a countertop. We got an old sink to put in there, so we'll be just like the big towns.
The bathroom is lovely. For real, it's really nice.
Any new business? Old business, the school. We are in contact with them and they are hurriedly going somewhere, we hope.
Yeah,
It's
They want-
a whole lot of up in the air and,
they've asked us to accompany them when they do a walkthrough of the school with the woman who's purchasing it.
Yep.
When she does her initial walkthrough and due diligence to determine what, you know, may be a deal stopper or whatever, and we've agreed to do it, and it's just been delayed a little bit, but it's supposed to happen here within the next few weeks.
Is that the school?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, the old Delaware High School.
No, I mean,
That
it's
adjacent
the
property, the adjacent property that they, it sort of seemed like the deal was gonna hinge on that. Where is that?
That's
Does
still in
anybody know where that is?
The property, they were I talked to the realtor on Monday, they were, I believe, closing, or not closing, they were going to go into contract Monday or yesterday. So it's like imminent, any moment type of thing.
Now, what, on that extra piece of
Yep,
property?
yep,
Yeah, okay.
yep, yeah. Yeah, there was some no real estate deal ever goes quickly.
Well, if they're gonna
And,
close on that, the other deal must be pretty well set, because they wouldn't buy that if they're not.
well, they have to close on that property prior to the school, no, they have to close on the school prior to that property, because if they don't, I believe that piece of property is landlocked, right, Len? That piece that Winters has?
I think it opens up on the Lamb Road.
No, they closed that off. He
Yeah,
took that piece out. They have to own the school or that is a landlocked piece of property. So that's the whole, yeah, it hinges on them closing on the school. So they were closing on that. What I expressed, to the realtor that, the town was behind them, provided, it was within what was in the best interest of the town. And, it was gonna be for tax and they were gonna employ local people, and the whole project to me looks good,
It's 100% better than what we have right now.
Oh, boy.
Because now it's not on the tax roll.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dunn?
Description of who exactly is buying it? I mean,
Yes,
it's a
there's
school, but
Emily Yu, I think.
Yeah, that's the name, and she
Yes.
runs a college preparatory high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, she runs a for-profit, boarding school in New York City. It's a Windsor school, and it goes back to 1969. They have a great, track record as far as, we can tell. Yeah, no, I'm optimistic about it, I really am. It sounds like a really good thing. I think it'll be good for the area, there'll be jobs, and if they put 50% of what they're proposing on the tax rolls, it'll be a huge, huge, boon to our tax base. I mean, unbelievable, unbelievable. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I hate to use terms like that, but.
should there maybe be a group of people who would meet with them to see how the town could help them in some way? or-
That's what we've done, that's what we've
Okay.
done, and that's what we're waiting for. We told them we would meet with them and, to help them, not to hinder or, so it, right at this point, it looks okay. Okay.
Was there any indication that the IDA was gonna put their sticky fingers in the deal?
What they had talked to the IDA about was, some kind of breaks on future property taxes, maybe? I'm not sure, that was sketchy, and when I contacted the IDA, they told me they had nothing formally on the table with them.
Well,
And there's a ton of different things they have out there, so, believe me, I'm
yeah, but
on
the
it.
problem is, in a case like this,
They're gonna do it anyway.
these people want the building. We don't have to give away the town to get it.
I know.
This is a wonderful opportunity. That
I
IDA
know.
is a nightmare.
Hallelujah.
And remember, every time they give somebody a tax break, it's coming out of your pocket. That's where that money comes from. It doesn't disappear. That's where it comes from.
No, at this point, with the deal as far along as it is and nothing formal with the IDA, I would see no reason why,
Boy, I hope so.
yeah, I don't hope so, I'm gonna fight for every nickel.
Was we supposed to have a public hearing tonight?
June, we just got the, stuff together this week.
She just
for
sent
the-
it.
For the, public hearing. That's for the abandonment at Smith Lake Road, yeah, so, it's not a real pressing issue. All right, reports. The only thing I have is, I'm getting dribs and drabs back from, the comptroller's office. One of the things is, all the vouchers must have supporting documentation. but for us to sign off on them, we need to have all of them to have supporting documents of what everything is. They have to have the corresponding, whether it's oil or 2x4s or gravel or what have you that we buy.
Going back through several audits.
Yes.
One of the biggest things was mileage,
Yeah, it's
1,000 miles.
Yeah.
They want 2 miles to Oldenburg, 6 miles to
Yes,
Hankins.
yes.
They want it itemized.
Yeah, and well, the bills, the big thing is they said there were some that were, there were numbers, it was undocumented. There weren't backing bills and documents. So that's a big one, and, that was a big part of it that they hit us with. Joe?
I don't really have a lot, poking along here. My only thing is, like I said, we've still got Muscadet project up in the air yet, I haven't really heard anything back from that yet. And, I imagine this, with the Memorial Day and that's when everything will start flying around, I imagine. And, we still have to, put a pipe, down on a Peters Road yet, so, and, that's gonna be a few bucks, but, it's probably gonna run about 15 grand, I'd imagine, down there with the numbers I'm getting right now. We're not gonna do a box culvert down there because we'd be up in about the $35,000 range, so we'll put a pipe in there. There's a pipe in there now, so I think we'll get it in.
Have we ever had a problem with that there?
With the pipe, no.
Was that Ridgeville?
Just that where it is and how it lays, they don't make the new pipes like the old pipes. The old pipes had a lot flatter bottom, and then they would curve up with it. The newer ones are kind of like an egg, and they're a little bit different. So, and since it's laying on that ledge in there, it's gonna have to, the shim is gonna be very critical on that, in order to get the material basically underneath it. Not like the other pipes, we could sit it in the ground and it'll help seat itself, but this ain't gonna do that, so. I guess that's about it.
Okay. Mason?
Yeah.
No? Okay, Mr. McElroy.
Was in contact with the realtor who's trying to sell the old Ortiz property up by the Catholic Church up here, where it's a 3-family unit, and then the garage is also converted to a rental unit. And they contacted me because I noticed people in there the other day doing some work, so I stopped and I spoke with them and told them that I had revoked the certificate of occupancy. And they wanted to know what they have to do to get it back, and I said, I'll meet with you, we'll do a walkthrough, and we can go through all that. So they're willing to do that at this point. If they have other questions, there's questions about they asked me to document and locate their septic system, and I explained that you hire a septic company to go do that. I'm not gonna do that.
I think that's across the road, isn't it?
Well, the property across the road went for taxes, so. So they don't have a septic system as far as I'm concerned right now.
The pipe goes through the ditch,
think
though,
it's
I know
down
that.
there.
And Fannie Mae said, well, we didn't know about it. What do you want from me?
Talk to Jim Dreyer onto it. I think he knows where it is.
It is across the street, there's no question about it. But they no longer own that property. Oh, yeah, they have an issue they have to deal with.
That I didn't know. That I didn't know. Thank you.
So we're gonna meet with the gentleman up there, and we're gonna see what we can find out, what we can do. We applied for and we received a Renaissance Class B grant. And the Renaissance this year is gonna be the Veterans Park here and continuation across the street to finish the landscaping across the street. We scheduled to go to a pipeline meeting to talk about pipeline safety, and part of it is George is gonna attend also, myself, as both the town representative and the volunteer fire department, and I'm going as code enforcement to look at
Is that the one that was always in Middletown?
it's in Middletown, yes. Yeah. And then,
It's even more important now, because they're starting on that compressor station.
absolutely, yeah, it's because of so
I
this
mean,
way.
You have the possibility.
Was the fire departments notified of this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm. So we're represented, as both the town and the fire department.
I actually squeezed them for money.
Grab them and drag them along.
Yeah, no, I squeezed them for money for the fire departments. We have to come up with specifics.
Yeah.
But I said, listen, you guys are gonna do what you're gonna do, you're gonna train and provide
And they
funding.
seem very willing to cooperate.
Yeah, they are, so far.
That's good.
Yeah, no, they've been very cooperative that way.
And,
They better be.
Yeah, because they know if
Yeah.
it blows up, it's a problem.
Yeah, it's no joke.
I did a fire inspection at the Hankins house. George was with me, we went through that, and met with the owner, and we went through certain things, and there are quite a few violations. Put a letter together asking to go ahead and make the necessary corrections, and wait and see what happens. And that's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
The assessor, he has grievance forms for anybody who wants to grieve their taxes over there. The only thing is they're underneath a 2,000-pound weight, and if you pull the wrong one, you're gonna get squished. Just kidding. Planning board, Jim Smith, I don't believe has anything on the docket unless something happens with the school, because that's gonna be the most significant thing that's gonna come up to us next, we believe. Mr. Reinhardt, you have
There's
anything?
nothing on the docket at this time. Last week I went to a seminar at the county center on the ZBA and planning board. I believe you also met that gentleman also that same day earlier
Oh,
from the law firm.
Yes, yes, nice guy. I have a whole thing over there I put on Jim's, on the zoning, or the planning board chairman's desk, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I read a lot of stuff in them, Conan,
yeah,
escapes me.
yes, same here.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but they're very informative. There's a big thing now, non-conforming uses, multifamily dwellings in residential areas. There's a lot of problems with stuff, unruly noise and all that kind of stuff. It's a growing problem in residential neighborhoods. And they're doing something about it. They're passing laws and they're closing them down. And that's much like what Mr. McElroy was talking about with the building in Oldenburg. You know, you get these places that are a problem, and hey, you gotta deal with it, you know? Okay, Mr. Nifot.
The UDC, Upper Delaware Council, had celebrated 25 years this year. A lot of people didn't think they were gonna last that long, but we did. They had the affair with Dan Lackowaxen. It was pretty well attended. There was almost 100 people, which is pretty good for one of those. It was the awards banquet for the year, and it was very, very good. I couldn't make it myself, unfortunately. I've been missing a lot of stuff the last month or so. But it was very good. The other thing is, I just got this in the mail tonight. I don't know how many people have ever been over to the, what do you call it? The Time in the Valleys Museum over at Grahamsville. It's a museum, they have, I think it was, I'm not sure, I think it was $8 million, and none of it was taxpayer money, believe it or not. They're having a tunnel, toil, and trouble. It's the story of the Rondout Neversink reservoirs. Most people here have had relatives back in the old days that worked on the tunnels or the shafts, so it's pretty well known here. The interesting part of this, why I bring it up, the keynote speaker is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So they got a pretty good guy to speak there. It's going to be Wednesday, May 22nd at 4 o'clock over in Grahamsville. And you have to call to make a reservation. No food that I can see. I don't know whether you really
Nobody's gonna do it.
Not worth going.
I don't go unless there's food. But to get Kennedy there was a pretty big feather in their cap, I would imagine. I don't think he gets to too many things. Well, he gets a lot of things, but not in a little town like Grahamsville. That's about all I got here.
Mr. Papa.
Okay. First, the the volunteers luncheon will be the Monday after Mother's Day at the Villa Roma. It's a little toss-up whether it's going to be in the restaurant or in in the main building. Excuse me. And the seniors of the year will be announced at that time. We have not, on the council, where nobody has seen the list from the various towns that did not or submitted names. The people in Monticello have decided that they are going to list the people, and then we'll know about it at the luncheon. Meanwhile, I do have some information here that I will ask Mesa to post tomorrow or whenever that concerns the general public. New York Connects, there's a free, unbiased information and assistance to help make informed choices about long-term care. That would be for older adults, adults with physical disabilities, children with physical disabilities, caregivers, and professionals. There is a phone number on here you can call to get further information if you need it. Along with that, there will be this other item from New York Connects concerning other information that they handle, and who New York Connects is. They basically help family members, professionals, etc. They also help provide the home-delivered meals, transportation, respite care, etc., etc. I have one more. And this all was given to me this past Monday at the meeting. So sorry if the date is yesterday. I couldn't get here to a meeting because you didn't have one. Starting yesterday, May 7th, there will be a new monthly support group coping with MS. The support group will be for the people caring for people who have MS, which is multiple sclerosis. That would be for caregivers or other people who assist in helping people with MS and their families, etc. And from Bethel Woods, starting this morning, The Weight of the Nation. Bethel Woods Center for the Arts in Bethel, New York. They seem to be coping with adults who are obese, premature death rates, etc. There is a form you can fill out if you want to attend that. And let's see, they do say there is a fee, a registration fee of $20, and it is limited to pre-registration, again, given to me yesterday. For today is the first, but I'm sure if you call them, there may be room. The meetings are from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I believe there's 6 meetings that this covers. That's the MS screening. I Can Connect. Okay. This is another one that is put out. Their project partners are the Federal Communications Commission and the Helen Keller National Center for the Deaf, Blind, Youth, and Adults. This is a promotion for the National Deaf-Blind Equipment Distribution Program. It's a federally funded program, and it is made possible by the 21st Century Communications and Video Accessibility Act of 2010. This is what calls to be a little tight. To be eligible, the individual must have a combined hearing and vision loss verified by a doctor or professional service provider. Mind you, hearing and vision loss. And they can be able to be trained to use adaptive technology that makes it possible to use telephone, computer, or other communication equipment. And you have to meet the program's income guides. I do not have information on income guides. To meet this, you have to have at least one of the hearing guidelines. Chronic hearing disability is so severe that most speech cannot be understood with optimum amplification. Progressive hearing loss having a prognosis leading to above condition. Visual acuity of 20/200 or less in the better eye with corrective lenses. A field defect such that the peripheral diameter of visual field subtends an angular distance no greater than 20 degrees. Progressive visual loss with a prognosis leading to one or both of the above conditions. The equipment that will be available will be braille devices, computers, mobile devices, phones, signalers. And they will determine which equipment is the correct piece of equipment. I guess that's it, other than the luncheon coming up, which should be very interesting.
I got a question. When you started-
Hope I have an answer.
You mentioned about that Fremont award, somebody in Fremont getting,
I didn't mention anything about Fremont, I said.
well, yeah, you said,
County.
yeah, the
All
county,
the towns
the
in the
county is
county.
deciding who in Fremont is gonna be on it?
That's, it seems the RSVP directors and the Office of the Aging directors, of which I'm on councils for both, have determined they are doing the determination this year. Nothing, as far as I know, was sent out to the towns for the supervisors to give names to be acknowledged as a senior of the year for that town. And as usual, each town's representative is then looked at by the council members to determine which one best fits the senior of the year for the county. That has been in the past. This came up.
Senior of the year is fine, that's
I'm
all
sorry?
right. The senior of the year, they can decide that, that's fine. But I mean, I don't understand how they get away with deciding who our representative is in the town of Fremont. from
Neither do
town.
I, Jack, and
That's
I
not
could
how
not
it was
get
done
an
before,
answer.
right?
I'm sorry?
It wasn't done that way before.
No, this is the first year they are doing it.
I think it ought to be the last year to do it.
I hope so. Well, George, let me ask you a question. You didn't receive any paperwork from them.
I received paperwork
You sent
in
it
reference to this, yes, I did.
And they came
Um,
back and said that they are determining.
Yeah, well.
That's what they told us.
Yeah, that was the gist of it. I sent it back, I called them, spoke with them, because there were very limited people that they gave us who were eligible. And I kinda commented on it, cause it was one person, and I didn't think they needed my response. And they said, yes, we do, and I said, okay.
See,
Yeah, it's,
in order to continue to
yeah.
answer Jack's question, all members that are donating their time towards the seniors of the county in their town, or if they expand, they have a list of all these names. They go through and they see the hours, they see what they have done, so forth and so on. And why they determined that they're going to make the decision, I don't know. We asked at the council meeting, and we really couldn't get a straight answer. Some towns did not have anybody they could safely say they want to put up as the senior for that town. Other towns were duplicating names. I don't know what, town of Fremont, how many there are. I'm not looking at the list offhand to see how many there are that are participating. So it is possible that the hours, the time given, we as other towns are repeating the names of other people who have been recipients. And I think what the powers to be in Monticello are saying, they're trying to get others besides having a repeat person.
Yeah, that's, well, I don't know,
That's
we could
the-
second guess them all day. Is that what you have?
Other than
Thank you.
papers to Mason
That's
to
fine.
post, fine.
Thank you very much for that report. Public comment?
I was just wondering if, Mesa had time to call the DMV and to see if,
I didn't, okay, I didn't.
Oh,
It's something
okay.
with my life, I just didn't. I can
Alright.
return phone calls, making extra ones.
Okay.
Sorry. It is on my, I have it on my to-do, like I had it posted actually.
I would have forgotten too if I didn't see it in my last month's notes.
Okay.
I was gonna call
Anybody else?
Cass to find out what she does,
Oh, okay.
and I just
Great.
haven't had a chance.
Pam?
I know it's a broken record, but the website needs to get updated.
I'll give her a call, this week, website update, all right.
I talked to her this weekend, and she's in the middle of doing the assessor's stuff, so after she's done with that, she'll do it.
Oh, they're doing the final
Yeah.
tax rolls, yes. That does take a fair bit of stuff.
I emailed her the information, but it's just a process.
One further thing, if I may recommend, the booklet that the county puts out for all the towns, listing the supervisor, superintendent, board members, et cetera, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if you gave them the hours of our town clerk and our assessor to be put in there somehow, otherwise,
I'm not sure, but it's worth looking into.
you know, if they would put it in.
Yeah, about half of what we got last year. I had a handful. Usually you have extras.
I didn't get
you
one.
give- Yeah, we had, I mean,
Yeah,
literally, they
those
gave
days
me
this year.
6 of them or 5 of them or something like that.
They're very,
Yeah.
Request extras.
they're very stingy this year when I was there at the meeting.
Well,
I
money's
had to
tight,
go into the legislative meeting, and that laid out anything.
yeah.
And you speak to the secretary there, and I asked for some, and they seem to have cut back on printing the books, and I could only get like a couple, one for my the Association of Our Lake, and one for my personal use.
Yeah, they're cut back on a lot of stuff, they have to. I do have something under new business I forgot about. I wanted to ask board approval, send a letter to Time Warner Cable. There's a group of folks, along, Friedenstein Road, Morris Turk Road, are trying to get the, cable road up there. And I wanna send a letter also, I have a phone call in, they haven't gotten back to me. That ends, what, by Matt Hubert's house or below Matt, I
It
think?
ends right at the Nelson Road.
Nelson Road. It's right there, it's less than a mile to go where, and there's a group of people that wanna get on it, so.
Yeah, they wanna take it right down, ski slope.
Yeah, right down to the basket there and.
No, at least, yeah, get so far.
Yeah,
Used to get to John Malucky's house, I guess.
yeah. Catani's and that, yeah.
It's amazing, you get up around these lakes and there's nobody around there. There's, 100 houses around Muscat and they all got cable up through there. There's only 3 that are there, all year round.
Yeah, and they're there 2
It's
months a
crazy.
year, I know.
Crazy.
I know. Yeah, they've been after me about it, and John was on the phone tonight, and I didn't get hold of him, but I promised Louis I would bring
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
he got a hold of me.
George, one other thing, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The-
one.
Yeah, last. The Office of the Aging is not sending letters to the towns for reappointments of council members. They are doing it. So I've been reappointed till January 31st, 2016.
So you're telling me they're
That's
taking
only-
our power away from, whoa, we got a problem here.
I'm just telling you. So if you want to fire me, you send them a letter.
Ah, you smelled something in the wind there. Well,
That's it, thank you.
congratulations.
No, I just wanted to say that's the other thing that they seem to be taking away from the towns.
Okay, then, well, if that's the case, I guess, I'm happy.
One question.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
The cell tower that you mentioned, it's in operation now for AT&T.
yes. It's a
And,
4G tower. I do know someone who had a rather archaic AT&T phone. You know, archaic meaning it was more than 6 months old, and it wouldn't work.
AT&T and it doesn't
Says no
work.
network. I got one bar.
Yeah, now I have one of the,
Outside the
It's a
building
map,
might be
we are
better.
in that mountain.
you are absolutely, I have to tell you, Don, if you go where Bobby Verrill has the logs there, where the old store was, you can see the tower sticking up. So at your house, you should have perfect service.
We don't.
Says no network.
Really?
Chris, go over by the window and see what you get.
Yeah, so, you know, I don't know why that would be. I would hate to believe that I would be the one with the best technology because it works for me. Because it's certainly wasted on
You
me.
just think it works for you.
Hello?
That doesn't work out my house.
Yes. Yeah, Tom.
George, with cable, by me, I have no cable, it stops at Starbucks, there's 6 of us have no cable. And I called up and they told me it cost me $2,500 from Starbucks to my house to get cable. I have a list we're starting because Buck Brook, your Odenberg Road, and there was somebody else, I forget, and I'm gonna put in and say, hey, listen, what's going on here? We have people who want cable and, you know, it's money, it's not only money for them, it's money for the town.
Put Henderson Road on there
Don't
too.
you
My
have a
mom did.
franchise agreement with Time Warner?
What's that?
I know.
Re-sign a franchise agreement?
We have a franchise agreement with them. It has not come up in my tenure as yet, but I do know we do get a check. I just got a check for $6,500 from them.
Because other towns have used those franchise agreements as
Yes.
negotiation times.
Yep, no, that's
And back
absolutely,
where I am,
we
our
just had
phones
that
are-
discussion.
Our phone lines are awful. When it rains, we lose our phone.
Oh, I
Yeah,
know.
with
I
that, you
know.
would be,
It's
yeah,
terrible.
yeah, absolutely,
My
absolutely.
phone hasn't worked in a month.
I guess with that, I guess we're gonna adjourn to pay bills, and,
Sounds good.
thank you all for coming. And Isaac, Coshecton is the place to go. Sorry, Gary.